We were given the task of selecting a historical fraud and analyzing why it was allowed to happen and what future companies should do to avoid repeating the same mistakes.
As a group, we chose to report on the collapse of Barings Bank and Nick Leeson's role within it.
This is our take on a news report documenting Nick Leeson and the fall of Barings Bank.
Nick Leeson, the original rogue trader, was thrust into the spotlight as the main culprit in the spectacular collapse of Barings Bank. Despite being one of the most prestigious banks in the world, their operations in Singapore built up losses of around 800 million and shocked the financial markets.
Although Leeson's actions were undoubtedly immoral, today we'll look at what went wrong both sides of the trading floor. Was Barings Bank just as much to blame for its own downfall, or can all the blame be placed on Leeson?
After beginning his Barings Bank career in 1989, Nick Leeson quickly rose through the ranks and was offered the role of both general manager of the back office and floor trader in Singapore for the expanding CIMEX exchange. Before long, Nick Leeson was earning millions for the bank and became known as the Whiz Kid due to his increasingly dominant role within the firm. Unfortunately, all wasn't as it seemed. Due to his dual role within the Singapore branch, Leeson had been able to hide major losses in a false error account entitled 88888. What began with Leeson hiding a £20,000 loss soon rose to losses of over £200 million. He had been allowed to authorise his own trades without appropriate regulation or controls. It wasn't until 1995, due to the Kobe earthquake collapsing the Japanese markets and Leeson continuing to request funds, when the chief executives at Barings headquarters in London became suspicious about his activities on the trading floor. Leeson was detained and faced a 6.5-year sentence for his crime. The question is, was Leeson completely to blame?
We're here with Daniel Galley, an accounting student at the University of Birmingham, to get his view on the story.
There's no question Nick Leeson shouldn't have done what he did, but having said that, Barings Bank are arguably not the completely innocent party. Leeson was put in a high pressure situation and he was completely understaffed. Now when you pair that with the fact that he was able to authorise his own trades, you could almost say that they shot themselves in the foot.
Thanks, Dan. We also asked the man himself on what he thinks companies should do in the future to avoid repeating the same mistakes as Barings Bank. He said,
to learn from mistakes without repeating them, improve technology, behavioural analytics and recruit better quality people. Barings' mistakes were segregation and inexperience, but the failure was systemic, settlements, treasury and compliance. Leeson said from his point of view, the problems were the lack of management skills, need for success, fear of failure, and not asking for help. Technology improving can only be a good thing, but there will never be a silver bullet. The overview remains human and typically where the oversight occurs. Where profit is the motivation, the inclination is to believe there wasn't anyone good enough or with enough understanding to ask the difficult questions. The auditors weren't very good, inexperienced, and used him as the point of referee. Fatally flawed. No one challenged him, which highlighted their lack of knowledge. To conclude, the collapse of Barings Bank devastated the financial markets across the globe and was largely due to a lack of controls and one man with too much responsibility.
To read our full report, please visit our website.
Thanks for watching.